GTD. Today I will be installing a shunt trip unit on an ABB TMAX series T1, T2, and T3 enclosed circuit breaker. These circuit breaker accessories should only be installed with the breaker out of circuit, or when all power has been removed from device, control panel, and anything nearby that may be a hazard to the qualified electrician doing the installation. This shunt trip kit includes the shunt trip unit, a mounting screw, a spacer, and device labels. In front of me are the T1, T2, and T3 circuit breakers. To install the shunt trip unit, I will need to set the circuit breakers in the test position by switching the breaker to off, and then on, and then by pushing the test button here. Once they are in test position, I can remove the screws and take off the front plate. As you can see, the T2 model has a protective cover where this accessory will go. This cover is not present on the T1 or T3 models. To remove the cover, I will pull on the top of the protective cover outward and downward until it is free from the frame. This cover will not be used after the shunt trip is installed, so I will set it aside for recycling. Next, I will remove this side cover where the wires will be routed. This is easily done by sliding it in the grooves towards the front of the breaker until it is released. I will reinstall this in a moment, so I will set it aside for now. I will install the shunt trip in the breaker by inserting this actuator tab into this opening at the back of the accessory port, while aligning the hole in the shunt trip's mounting tab into the mounting hole on the frame. During the installation, I carefully make sure that the wires are routed in the narrow gap in between the shunt trip unit and inside of the circuit breaker frame. During the installation, I feel slight resistance of the trip mechanism's spring tension, pushing the trip unit out of position. So I keep pressure here with my thumb while fastening it with the screw. The trip unit is properly installed when I can see that the back of the trip unit is mounted flush with the back of the accessory port. A step that is exclusive to the T3 model is the installation of this spacer, which is not required on the T1 or T2 models. I will insert this spacer to the right of the shunt trip unit. The wires should be routed along the wire channel on the outside of the circuit breaker frame. The wire channel cover can be shortened so that the wires can exit the channel right at the surface of my enclosure panel when the circuit breaker is surface mounted. To shorten the cover, I'll bend it back and forth here where it has a pre-scored and notched by the manufacturer until the part separates. Then the wire channel cover can be slid back into place. Now I will reinstall the front cover and fasten the screws to the frame. Finally, I will apply the legend details on the side of the breaker for future reference. I can now have a qualified electrician install and test the functionality of my circuit breaker and shunt trip unit. This completes the installation of the shunt trip to the TMAX series of circuit breakers. To find out more about this product and its accessories, please check out our other videos on GTD. ABB's TMAX series accessories, along with thousands of other products and services, are available at galco.com.